Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? Um, I have a a bit of a story today. So, for those of you who don't know, I used to work at a newsagent, just a local newsagent, and I mentioned it in a previous commentary. I think it was the one on Overgrown where I kind of just introduced myself. But anyway, um, pretty much I said I hated my job for reasons which I didn't really want to go into. Um, what happened is for the so I worked there for about 8 months. I'll hazard to say. I'm not sure when I started, but it was about 8 months. I'm pretty sure. And what it was that the the owner of the store was really nice. However, I was I really didn't get along with the weekend manager, and seeing as it was a part-time job on the weekend, he was the guy I was going to see the most. Um, and it's not 'cause I'm the kind of person where people don't get along with me by nature, 'cause I think most people do get along with me, usually anyway. But with with this guy, I'm not sure what his problem was. However, he seemed to have some kind of control issue. And what it boiled down to was him not really teaching me the basics of like how the shop was meant to run because he didn't want to talk to me. So I had to work all that out myself. So already I was put on the back foot. And then he what he kind of did was every time I made like a very small mistake, he would just swear at me and just be like, "Oh, you're fucking uneducated, blah blah blah," you know. And I can see why he would be frustrated at me making a mistake, but I thought that a boss was supposed to teach the teach new employees how to work the store and how everything's meant to be done so that he could continue his jobs, if you know what I mean. And which meant this turned into a very long ordeal because he refused to teach me the job properly. So now we're at the point where I have to work with him every week for 8 months, and he's pretty much verbally abusing me every single time I work with him. And this isn't the kind of arrangement that he or I can deal with. And um, about 2 months ago, I went and spoke to the store owner about him and about how he was towards me, and it turned into a big like hoo-ha, I guess, about him treating the employees properly, and it turns out he's done this on more than one occasion. And um, the fact is, the owner can't fire the weekend manager because there's no one who wants to fill his spot because that's from 7:30 until 5:30 on both weekend days, and no one wants to do that shift. So he said he said to the weekend manager, "Look, you have to sort out your issues, and you have to learn to get along with this person, me, because um, I mean that's just life, isn't it? Sometimes you have to work with people you don't like." And that held for about a month, maybe a little less, and then he was back to his old ways. So um, I was about to quit because I was sick of what was going on, and um, it wasn't getting any better. The situation was looking terrible, and it had gotten to the point where when I got to work, it was just like depressing until I left, and it kind of just ruined my whole weekend, and I didn't want to deal with something like that. So, um, I was planning to quit sometime soon, and then the weekend manager tells me at the end of one of my shifts, "Oh, you got to go and meet the store owner in the week sometime, just whenever you can." So I was like, "Yeah, cool," because we sometimes, he'll actually talk to me every now and then for whatever reason it may be. He just likes to talk to people, and so I go there and I am let go, i.e. fired, because because my personality apparently didn't mix with the weekend managers, and the owner said that I was doing a really good job because I'd worked with him as well on the occasion. So it's not like I was doing anything wrong. It's just that the weekend manager's personality was the sort which didn't allow for someone who he didn't get along with. So that so I got fired from that job, and I'm currently looking for a new one. So this is kind of I guess I don't know how I would say it. Like my what's it called? Far out. I've forgotten the word. How I see the working world has become worse. I used to think it was a lot more kind of fair and even because that's apparently the like system we live in. However, um, I can kind of see now that it's not really whether you're doing the right thing. It's really like how high you rank, if you know what I mean. Because I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm just sitting here whining to you guys about how my life's not fair, because that's not like why you would watch YouTube videos, because that would just be depressing. But I I mean, it is not fair, but I don't really want to harp on that. It's more that he couldn't just get over it. This guy's a 40 to 50-year-old man who um can't can't get past his bad personality and just work with someone. So now um obviously I'm looking for another job, and what's happened is my dad's actually gone down and pretty much abused the guy, the weekend manager, for he said he abused him for like 5 minutes straight, right, like in front of heaps of customers. So um as malicious as it sounds, I'm pretty happy he did that. That's really cool of him to kind of stand up for me like that. And yeah, um that's kind of what happened, and that was my first job. And but the owner still said he'd give me a reference because it was no fault of my own, no fault of my own, me being fired. Okay, now that we've covered what's going on in my life, Osama's dead, man. Apparently. So there's a lot of people who say it's a conspiracy theory, but I mean these are probably the same people who are still claiming that Tupac's alive, that Biggie's alive, that fucking Kurt Cobain's still alive. Like, probably not Kurt Cobain, I don't know. I haven't really heard anyone say that because that's just stupid. But whatever. You know what I mean? These people who doubt anything that's told them by the media because they've been told that virtually everything's propaganda, which I don't I don't necessarily agree with, but I I do see how the US government could fake this particular incident, but I don't really think they would, because I mean, this is a big thing to claim, and all it's going to do is cause or possibly instigate a retaliation from, uh, you know, Al Qaeda, and uh, yeah, that's and I mean, it is a strange coincidence that it happened um so close to when the U.S. Election is. I'm pretty sure the U.S. election soon. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I think someone said that on the internet or something. So, but it's a big call to make just to help an election campaign. You know what I mean? So, while I think that it, while I'm happy for the people who were affected by 9/11, I don't think that people should be rejoicing as much as they are. I mean, people you hear all these people. Sometimes they're like not even Americans, and they're like celebrating because of the death of Osama, and it's like, well, hang on, this is a person whose family's also been killed, and you're acting like he's the most genocidal maniac over the past fucking forever, when clearly there's been people who are worse. Um, Hitler being an example. Um, and I mean, as I said, I'm happy for those people whose families were affected by 9/11, because I think they have the authority to celebrate, if you want to call it that. But I mean, celebrating death isn't that great, especially when this person's family has been killed. Not, it wasn't just Osama; it was his whole family that's been bombed out of virtually U.S. ignorance. Like, I don't want to call it ignorance, but I mean, in the search for Bin Laden, close to 1 million people have been killed, and that's a whole lot more um than what they owed, I guess, than how many people were killed by him. So, I think that people should not really celebrate the fact that he was killed, because it seems like an immature thing to do, to say. It's like you know, back in fucking year year primary school, back in primary school, when it was like, if he hits me, I'll hit him back, and it's like, well, for a lot of people that still may be the case. If someone hits me, I, I'll probably not even hit back, because unless I have a reason to hit them, there's no I mean, obviously there's no reason to hit them. I don't know. I didn't really pull off that analogy like it went in my head. But the way it is that if someone does something bad to me, I'm not gonna hold it against them for, you know, for years. And that's what I'm saying. Like, while what he did was obviously a terrible thing, what the US have done is worse, in my opinion. They like, if we only want to talk numbers, they've killed over 100 times the people, over 300 times the people that Osama killed just in the search for him. So, is that right? Do you think that's right? I personally don't. But I mean, hopefully there's no retaliation and it's all good. But crazy motherfuckers, you know. You never know. So how much time I got left? I don't know. I haven't really been watching what's going on. I've just kind of been staring into my own chest or fucking something. Um, a quick note about the gameplay. I'm not really sure what the score was, but we did win, and that's what's important. I'm gonna try and see the score on my little screen here. God, can't see shit. Fucking pixelated. Oh my god. But it, I'm pretty sure it wasn't too bad a score, like a 2KD or something, and just really wanted something to talk over, to be honest. So, thanks for watching, and give it a rating. Thanks for that.